You know, Rob, a little bit earlier, we were talking about some things that give us, seem like there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing. This, to me, is a story like that. Now, while there are a lot of movies that have just completely shut down operations right now, we know of a couple that are kind of still in motion behind the scenes without actually having their cameras rolling, but still doing some work. We know Tom Cruise is still working with people to get things ready for Mission Impossible 7. He was doing some stunt tests and stuff like that a little while ago. Well, one of the movies that they're still moving on and they're still doing things for and doing preparation work for is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, according to a report in Variety, which is also going to be the basis for a Furiosa story we're going to talk about a little bit further in the show. But according to this one article in Variety that was talking about productions that are still doing work, according to the story in Variety, they are doing all their pre-production on Doctor Strange still continues, and they are still aiming to start shooting the movie in June. So apparently Sam Raimi and a lot of his people are working remotely and doing things, via Skype and probably whatever, and doing things in small isolated groups, but they continue the work on that while a lot of other movies have shut down. Rob, when you look at somebody like Sam Raimi and this Doctor Strange movie, clearly they believe that they're going to be able to be, right or wrong, they right now seem to be operating under the assumption that come June, they're going to be able to be up and running and shooting. Does it make sense then, if you can continue your pre-production work at this point on your film remotely without needing to get 6 or 7 people together, and you can get a lot of this work done on an isolated basis? Does it make sense for them to keep moving on that, or would it just be better just to shut it all down like a lot of other films have?
No, I mean, I think that if you can work remotely in pre-production, why not do it? That's one of the great things about technology. And look, I'm a firm believer in as much pre-planning as you can do on a film, you should do that pre-planning. And that's what we've got. Skype, we've got Zoom, we've got all different kinds of things. And if department heads can be isolated but still working, they did that a lot on Lord of the Rings, John. They were pioneering teleconferencing. And I mean, Peter Jackson was working when he was scoring the movies in London. He was still working with his VFX department. And they would have Skype calls and conference calls, video conference calls 20 years ago. And I think that that's what technology is for. So why not? Absolutely. I think it can only make the movie better.
I mean, look, and it keeps things rolling, because we were talking the other day, Rob, about the fact that it's not just the movies like Quiet Place 2 that are supposed to be coming out in theaters right now. It's also the films that are coming out well down the road that are going to get affected by this, because their work is being bumped right now. And so it's kind of a nice thing to see that, Marvel is at least trying to do this. Whether or not they're able to actually have cameras rolling in June, we're going to have to wait and see. But it's nice to see that they're still working on it. Question here is, guys, what do you think about it? Do you think Doctor Strange 2 is going to be able to get in front of cameras and start rolling as planned in June? What do you think about the fact that they're still doing pre-production work on all this? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know what you think. All right.